Hello everyone. Today in this lecture, I am going to explain that how do we solve Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation in case of continuous series or in case of grouped data, or we can call it bivariate analysis. We are going to solve one numerical related to the same. So in this case, what happens is that we have continuous series data available with us. As we can look into this question, let's go through with the question first. It is calculate the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation from the following bivariate frequency distribution. On one hand, as we can see, it is given the sales revenues are there, and on the another hand, as we can see, the advertisement expenditures are given. So what we need to check here, we need to check what kind of relationship exists between these two variables, whether it is positive, moderate, weak, negative, positive. In that manner we have to interpret at the end once we get the coefficient of correlation in this particular question. So as we can see, on the both hands we have continuous series. Sales revenue, which is given in terms of rupees, like 75 to 125, 125 से 175. In that manner the series is given. The difference is 50. And advertisement expenditures are 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and 20 to 25. And these are the frequencies in between both these grouped variable. So let's solve. How do we solve such kind of questions? So we move further. What we do, that we need to draw a table in this particular manner. As you can see in this slide, that what we did, we have arranged the given set of data in this particular format. Now let me explain that how do we insert various data, how do we calculate various values to calculate the coefficient of correlation. So as we can see here, that x and y values are given. X is considered for, as we can see in the previous slide also, x is considered for advertising expenditure, and and we have also denoted sales revenue by y. तो हमने यहाँ पर इन दोनों को इस तरह से रिप्रेजेंट किया है. Now as we can see that first and foremost what we need to do, we need to find out the midpoint value that we have checked here. As we can see that midpoints are given 5 plus 10 upon 2. In that manner we can get the midpoint of the continuous series. It is 7.5. 10 plus 15, it is 25, divided by 2, it is 12.5. In that manner we got these midpoint for the continuous or the grouped variable. Similarly here for y-axis, for the y series, what we did, we again do the same. We do the total of these two values and we divide it by 2. So in that manner we can get the value of midpoint for y. So as for example 75 plus 125, the value is 100. Sorry, the value is 200. Divide by 2, the value is 100. Similarly 125 plus 175, it is 300. Divided by 2, it is 150. In that manner we have calculated the midpoint for y. Now after doing these midpoint calculation, what we need to do, we have to find out the dx and dy. We call it deviation from x and deviation from y. So how do we calculate dx? For that purpose what we do, we assume one of them as midpoint. जो हमने अभी यहाँ पर midpoint निकाले थे 7.5, 12.5, 17.5, 22.5, चार यहाँ नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स अगर हम कह सकते हैं, तो इसमें से हम कोई भी दो 12.5 या 17.5 में से हम यहाँ एक को जीरो कंसीडर कर लेते हैं, हम उस वैल्यू को x मान लेते हैं. तो सपोज इन दिस क्वेश्चन आई हैव अज्यूम्ड द 12.5 एज द मिड वैल्यू, एज द डेविएशन वैल्यू, तो हम उससे ही वैल्यू बाकी की dx की कैलकुलेट करेंगे. तो हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट? 7.5 minus 12.5, it is -5. अब हम इस डिफरेंस को, जो इन दोनों के बीच का डिफरेंस है, इट इज 5 and 10, 10 to 15, द डिफरेंस इज 5. तो हम इस वैल्यू को जो माइनस करने के बाद आएगी उसको हम 5 से डिवाइड भी कर देंगे, जिससे कि हमारे पास जो वैल्यू आए वो काफी छोटी आए, जिससे हम कैलकुलेशन इजिली आगे कर सके. तो नाउ व्हाट वी डिड, 7.5 minus 12.5, the value is -5, divide by 5, the value is 1. Similarly 12.5 minus 12.5 is straight away 0. 17.5 minus 12.5, because 12.5 we have considered as the deviation or as the x, तो यहाँ वैल्यू आपकी कितनी आएगी, +5 आएगी। +5 डिवाइड बाई 5 इट इज 1। 22.5 minus 12.5, the value is 10. 10 divided by 5, it is 2. So in that manner, we have calculated the value of dy. Similarly, sorry, dx. Now, similarly, we have calculated these values here. In the same manner, we have calculated based on the given information on y variable. So how do we calculate it? As we can see that what we need to do, now we do the summation of, now we will again have one midpoint out of these two because 4 is the number. तो हम इन दोनों में से किसी एक को यहाँ पर हम मिड पॉइंट मान लेते हैं, x मान लेते हैं। तो यहाँ हमने 200 को यहाँ पर हमने एज्यूम कर लिया है कि दिस इज द x. नाउ व्हाट वी नीड टू डू, 100 minus 200 value is -100 divide by difference between the class intervals, it is 50. The value will come -2, means 100 minus 200, the value is -100. -100 divided by 50, the value will be 2, -2. Similarly 150 minus 200, आपका जो आएगा डिफरेंस कितना आएगा, -50. -50 divided by 50, it will be -1. So in that manner we have calculated these dy values. So this is the second step. After this, what we need to do, we have to assign the values for these blocks. We need to form these blocks. As we can see, let me show you also that as we have these kind of blocks, how do we calculate it? Now we need to do the calculation for the same. So how do we do it? So let's understand. So here what we do, we need to do the multiplication of dx and dy first. The value will come -2 into -1, वैल्यू जो आएगी आपकी कितनी आएगी, +2 आएगी, +2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4. ये जो आपका फ्रीक्वेंसी है हम इससे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, वो वैल्यू आपकी इस पर्टिकुलर ब्लॉक में आती है. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग टू सॉल्व इन बेटर मैनर that what we need to do, we need to do multiplication of dx and dy, and after doing multiplication also multiply by the given frequency in this block. So -2 into -1, 2, 2 into 4, 8 value will come. Let's calculate the another one. This one we calculate. How do we get 0? We can see -2 into 0, it will be 0. 0 into 1, it will be 0. Again we calculate -2, क्योंकि इस पर्टिकुलर रो में आपकी वैल्यू -2 है. -2 into 1, बट यहाँ आपका कोई कोफिशिएंट नहीं है तो यहाँ कोई भी वैल्यू नहीं आएगी. यहाँ कोई आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं है तो वी डू नॉट हैव एनी वैल्यू. वी विल मार्क स्ट्रेट अवे हाइफन इन बोथ द कॉलम्स. नाउ लेट्स कैलकुलेट द अनदर वन. हियर वी हैव dy -1 and here we have dx, it is -1. Do the multiplication, -1 into -1, 1 आएगा. इस 1 को आप इस गिवन कॉलम की फ्रीक्वेंसी से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए. -1 into -1 +1 into 7, it will be 7. So in this block we have 7. Similarly -1 into 0, it will be 0. 0 into 6, it will be 0. Again -1 of dy into dx, it is +1. The value will be -1. -1 into 2, it will be -2. So in that manner we have calculated these blocks. -1 into 2, it will be -2. -2 into 1, it will be -2. Similarly for next one, because 0 is here, so all value will be 0. As you can see here, these all value will be 0 because 0 is the coefficient. Next one is 1. As we can see here, we have 1. Here we have -1. Do the multiplication. -1 into frequency, which is 1. The value will be -1. 1 into 0. The value will automatically will be 0. Then we have +1 into +1. Then we have here multiply by 3. So we do, it is 3. And here we can see +1 into 2. 2. 2 into 4. The value will be 8. So in that manner we have calculated all these block values. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now the next step, what we need to do, we need to do the summation of frequency on x and y variable. So how do we do it? Frequencies are these one. If we do the summation horizontally, 5, the frequency will be 5. Similarly, as we can see, 7 plus 6 plus 2 plus 1, the value will be 16. Do the summation of frequency here. 1, 3, 4, 2. That summation is 10. I hope it is clear. Similarly, horizontally we are doing the summation. 1, 1, 3 and 4. The value will be 9 here for the frequency of y variable. Now for x variable, we need to do the total in the same manner but vertically. How do we do it? Now let's have the frequency. 4 plus 7 plus 1 plus 1. The value will be, frequency value for x variable is 13. Similarly, 1 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1, it is 11. Similarly here, it is 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. In that manner we have value 9. And in the next column we have vertically total 1 plus 2 plus 4, value is 7. So in that manner we have got the frequency for x and y variable. Do the summation here vertically as well as horizontally. We will get same total always. If the difference is there, means something wrong we did. So the total is n equal 40. So the number of, where in the formula we have the coefficient n, there we will put the value 40. I hope I am clear enough so far. Now next step, it is the calculation of f dy and f dx. So these value we need to calculate. Now what we need to do? We need to simply multiply frequency by dx and dy respectively. So now if we do the multiplication of frequency, these frequencies, 13 is the first one. 13 multiplied by dx, the value will be minus 13. Similarly, 11 into 0, the value will be 0. The next is 9 into 1, the value will be 9. And now the next is 7 into 2, the value will be plus 40. In the same manner we do here also. The frequency is 5 and dy is minus 2, the value is minus 10. Minus 1 is the dy, frequency is 16, minus 16. In that manner we have calculated value for f dy. So these value we have calculated, and sigma, now do the summation. Sigma f dy will be minus 17 and sigma f dx will be 10. Summation of these values, that summation is 10. Now the next step, it is f d square y calculation and f d square x. Now we need to do these calculation also. So what we need to do? We need to do the square of dx multiply by frequency. If we do the first one, the dx value is minus 1 into minus 1, 1, और उसका हम multiply कर देंगे 13 से. So the value will be, आपकी frequency से, the value will be 13 as you can see here. The next one, dx second one, the value is 0. जो 12.5 के नीचे है, it is 0. Dx value, do the square, 0 into 0, 0, multiply it with the frequency which is 11 in the same column, the value will be 0. Next is 1 into 1, 1, multiply by frequency which is 9, third one, it is 9 here, as you can see in the fd square x column. In the same manner we did the calculation, we do the summation at the end, the value of sigma fd square x equal 50. Now next, fd square y, how do we do it? In the same manner we will do that. What we do? That dy square, the value is the first one, adjacent to 100, the value is minus 2 into minus 2, it is 4. 4 into frequency 5, it is 20. So fd square value is 20. So in the same manner we will calculate for the other figures, the value will come in this manner. Do the summation of all these values, we will get fd square equal 45. I hope up to this particular point I am clear now. Now the next one is that calculation of fdx and dy. So here this is the last step in this particular table. Then how do we do it? Let's try to understand that. As we have calculated these block values which we have not used so far, like in the first one we have 8 value, adjacent to this we have 0, then again in the next column we have 7, 0, minus 2, straight away 0, all 4 0, in the last one is minus 1, 0, 3, 8. Now what is the role? The role will come now. What we need to do for calculation of f dx dy? We need to do the summation vertically as well as horizontally. Again, I'm repeating, you have to do calculation, you have to do the summation vertically of these blocks and horizontally for each and every row. If we are doing so, we will get the value of f dx dy very easily. So now, first we do the vertically. For the first one, adjacent to 5, 10 column of x, 8 plus 7 minus 1. The value will come 14. 8, 7, 15. 15 minus 1, 14. All 0, the value will be 0 for f dx dy. The next is minus 2 plus 3, the value will come plus 1 because 3 is greater than 2. The next is minus 2 plus 8, so and the value will be 6. In the same manner, horizontally now we are going to calculate the value of last column, which is f dx and dy. तो हम उन्हीं ब्लॉक का हम एक बार फिर से सम करते हैं. What we need to do? 8 plus 0, the value is 8. The next is 7, 0 minus 2 minus 2, value will come 3. 7 minus 4, value is 3. All 0, the value will be 0. Next is minus 1 plus 3 plus 8, the value will be 10. Do the summation. All these values of sigma f dx dy will match with each other. As you can see here in this question, sigma f dx dy, the value is 21. Now simply use the formula, apply the calculated or derived value and get your answer. Now we move further to the next slide where we apply the values in the given formula. So here we can see the formula is n sigma f dx dy into sigma f dx into sigma f dy upon under root n sigma f d square x minus f dx whole square multiplied by under root n sigma f d square y minus sigma f dy whole square. We put the values as we have calculated. N value is 40. F dx dy we have calculated at the very last step in the table. It is 21 minus sigma f dx, the value was 10. Sigma f dy, the value was minus 70. Upon again n is 40 multiply by sigma f d square x, which is 50 as we have calculated in the table, minus f dx whole square, the value of f dx is 10 as we have applied in the numerator also in place of f dx, multiply by sigma, multiply by n is 40, multiply by sigma f d square y, the value is 45, minus in bracket we have minus 17, which is the value of sigma f dy. Solve this equation, we get the answer which is 0.596. Now interpretation is equivalent important as we solve the question. How do we interpret it? As in the question it was given that we need to check the correlation coefficient between sales revenue and advertising expenditure. So here, because the value is 0.59 which is less than 0.7, so we can say, we can interpret that there is a moderate degree of positive correlation between sales revenue and advertising expenditure. अब simple language में इसका mean क्या होता है? It means if your sales revenue will increase, you can also increase, or your expenditure, you have the capacity to increase your advertising expenditure as well. यानी कि अगर आपकी सेल बहुत ज्यादा होगी, then you can also increase your advertising expenditure. अगर आपका sales revenue कम आता है तो you have to reduce your advertising expenditure. I hope this continuous, in the continuous series, the calculation of Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation is pretty much clear. Still, if you have doubt, you can comment, you can ask the question. I will definitely reply over there. For more updates related to the subjects of management, please subscribe, share, like and comment my YouTube channel Management Study by Aniruddha Vijay. Thank you so much.